Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. And this is the start of year 2, and I have 2 young ladies here with me that I am counting on tremendously to be a big help to our team. We are obviously, again, trying to make another statement. I think we did a pretty decent job of that last year, kind of just showing where we want to go as a team and making some strides in some places, but obviously not at all where we want to be. So year 2 is about accomplishing even more. We've met as a team and talked about our goals and what we're looking forward to doing, and we need everybody in order to do that. We only have, I believe, 5 returning players that played minutes last season. So for the most part, everyone is new. Just about, we have 3 transfers, obviously, that were sitting out last season who are eligible to play this year, who knew a little bit about, what we're trying to do and how we play and where we're trying to go as a program. But then we have 7 new faces that have come in. They started in the summer. And really just trying to get used to our pace. And it's another level, whether you're coming from high school or junior college. This Division I level, Conference USA, is a different level of play. And so we've just been trying to get them ready from, again, the pace to the system. A lot of learning, a lot of teaching, and thankfully some great examples for them to look up to and to try to implement and follow. So looking forward to what this season brings. I'm excited. So again, thank you guys for being here. And shoot.
How's it coming together now that you've had some time to practice with the new batch that you've got?
I think it's coming. It's one of those things where, you never know how quickly people will learn. You never know how when that light will come on. I think we have 4 freshmen that will get some time for us this season, but you just never really know when it will all click and come together. So the biggest thing for us has been to make sure we maintain a consistency as far as our teaching and our practicing and make sure they get plenty of reps so that they can be ready as quickly as possible, because I think that's probably the big key for us is to really build chemistry and try to do that as quickly as possible if we want to achieve most of our goals or all of our goals.
How beneficial is it that some of those transfers were from other Division I universities and they do know what's expected at that level?
It's extremely beneficial, and just from a standpoint of experience, I mean, you can't do anything about that. You can't teach that. So experience is key. The fact that they played at a high level is key. So they know about the pace. They know about the physicality of the game. They understand the game a little bit more. IQ is just on a different level from what a freshman, freshmen would be. So I'm thrilled that we have, again, some great people for them to look up to, whether it's our returners or our transfers. I think it'll pay off for us in a big way.
What newcomers, at conference media days, you said you anticipated some of your newcomers would start or at least contribute fairly significantly. Now that you've had some practice time, do you have a better handle on who's going to really step in and help you out?
I think everybody is going to help in some way at some point. You know what I mean? Again, it's just up to them as far as when that light's going to come on. And I do expect, when you say newcomers, you're including our transfers. And so I am expecting them to at least contend for a starting position. And so we're at a point right now where we have, at least 8 people that in my mind could start. I don't know who that would be right now, but we'll find out in a little bit.
With the different personnel and different, more optimism than last year, is there a different feel in the practices, a difference in the culture, or have you tried keeping it the same?
I think culture is culture, and I think if it keeps changing, then it's not really culture. So I think what we started with last year as far as building a culture of hard work, a culture of family as far as the environment, a culture of just consistency and pride and commitment. I think those things stand, and I think they have to stand every year in order for us to be successful. I think that it's a little different this year with so many newcomers, but again, we did not have the experience last year that we have now, and so we are a totally different team. just from a standpoint of things that we can do. We'll be able to do a whole lot more as a group, as a team. Again, I think the timing on that is just going to depend on how quickly our newcomers come along, how fast they learn and can get on the same page as everybody else. So.
You have a lot of newcomers, but at the same time, that gives you a full roster as opposed to last year.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you can see the smile, just like, it's a great thing to have options, to have more talent and more depth. And I think, it's the load off of these two a little bit as well. So, of course, I know they expect and they will contribute a ton. But I think it's a whole different thing to know that you can sit down and somebody can pick up where you left off in a great way. So,
Kelsey, you impressed by the added depth that you guys have this year? You feel like your talent level's gone up?
Can you repeat that?
Do you feel like the talent level of this team has gone up since the end of last year with the additions that you made?
Most definitely. I feel like, everybody does something differently, and that's just what we need. Everybody's going to bring something different to the table, whether it's scoring, playing defense, rebounding. Everybody can contribute in many different ways.
Who have you been impressed with besides the two girls next to you as a leader in practices, and that's really stepped forward and helped you with that culture that you have?
In addition to these two, my other senior that isn't present, Candace Adams, has been amazing. They've all stepped up their role as leaders, whether it's by example or it's vocally. I've been extremely impressed with them. I will say that in front of them because they've done a great job, and I think they have to set that tone every day in order for us to go where we want to go. So I will take that time to highlight my seniors. That's a good deal.
Tara, you guys took such a big step forward last year. Do you feel like you guys are capable of taking another big step forward this year from where you were last year?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of confidence in this team this year. So I know we have a lot on our backs too, but I think we're going to handle it well and improve the program and do a whole lot better than last year just because we have a lot more talent and everybody on the team we're really good and we all work hard together. So I think we'll make a lot of noise this year.
Not going to sneak up on anybody this year?
I think we will.
You still think so, even though you were that much better this year?
Yeah.
What is
Everybody
it?
doesn't believe, right, Brett?
That's the question. I mean, you guys won so many more games than you were last year. Nobody expected you to do anything.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Everybody doesn't believe. So absolutely, I think, somebody will take us for granted and we'll sneak up on them. I agree with Tara.
Have you guys really embraced that underdog mentality a little bit?
Yeah, we do.
Is it a motivating factor?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, yes.
You guys still feel like you're the underdogs even after making the big jump last year?
I mean, ever since I've been here, UNT has always been like an underdog. So even like last year, I didn't think we didn't let that get to our heads. We proved a lot to a lot of people, and I know this year we're ready to prove more.
Is there anything in particular about this team that's sticking out as a major step forward from last year's team here even early on?
Well, I think the fact that we have the leadership that we have and the accountability, and part of that is, them having been here a year and knowing what we're doing. It's hard to kind of lead when you don't know yourself. So I think the fact that they know, like, if you ask Kelsey to finish a sentence of mine, I'm sure she could. You know what I mean? But she's supposed to be able to do that now. So that's probably the biggest difference is just the leadership and the accountability.
Y'all were a pretty solid rebounding team last year. Is that something that you're going to continue? How much emphasis are you going to put on that this year with your new talent?
A ton. I don't want to be solid. I want to be great. I want to be a great defense or rebounding team, and that comes from. I mean, I think we added some great rebounders with Madison Townley as a freshman, Jada Poland as a freshman. Our transfers. All great rebounders when they want to be. So it's one of those things where it's something that we are reinforcing, it's something that we are stressing, and they just have to go out there and get it done. Michaela Buckner, our bigs that we added, Hannah Hopkins, we should be all over the glass.
With the seniors you lost and the pieces that you've added, do you feel like that they're going to be able to fill a big hole left by the departure of Michelle?
That was the plan. So they better fill it and fill it well. Yeah.
What about the league? You think Conference USA is going to be pretty competitive this year with Middle and Western and some of those teams?
I think it's going to always be competitive. I mean, you have some great teams, and they do a great job of recruiting, and it just, you know, gets better and better every year. And I do think it says a lot that they, you know, picked us to finish 6th after finishing 14th. But at the same time, we have to own that. We have to prove that. We have to do the work, because technically we have not done the work yet, even though they picked us there. So we have a lot to do, and we have a lot to show and to prove. And, you know, our conference is tough. You know, anybody could have been picked first. It could have been Western, could have been Middle, you know, it could have been anybody. So, and I think it's anybody's league, honestly. I think you throw the ball up and you see what happens. That's how competitive it is.
Anything else? No? Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.